We added middlewares, and I mentioned that this is a crucial concept of the Express framework, and that we should call next if we don't send a response, because otherwise the request will just die and will not continue to the next middleware. Now, in this middleware, we're not calling next, and there also wouldn't be a next middleware in line. This is our entire script, right? There's nothing to come. Express.js, and that's important, doesn't send a default response or anything like that. So instead, we should send a response here. So we can use the response object, and now sending responses actually gets easier, thanks to Express.js. Instead of setting a header, which we still can do, and writing, which we also still can do, so we can still send responses as before, but instead of doing this, there is a new utility function we can use, send. Send allows us to send, well, a response. And actually, this allows us to attach a body which is of type any. Now, let me show you what this could be. We could send good old HTML code here, just a h1 tag, hello from Express, like this. If we do that, and we now reload this page here, we see hello from Express. By the way, one thing you'll notice is that if you open your network tab here, and you inspect that request you got, you will see that under headers, the content type is automatically set to text HTML here. So this is done for you. This is another feature provided by Express here. The send method by default here, since we send some text here, simply sets an HTML content type. You can still set one manually with set header, of course. So you can always override this Express.js default, but you can also rely on the default, where the default response header is text HTML. And now with that, you see that we also got no dying request anymore. Because even though we're not calling next here, and we shouldn't, we're doing the alternative. We're sending a response with send. And this is of course easier than using all these write chunks. And it will be particularly easier once we start sending back real files or the content of files, something we haven't done at all thus far. Now, this is something we'll also do in this module, but for now, make sure you understand this basic middleware concept, that you add functions that are hooked into this funnel through which the request goes, and you either have next to reach the next middleware, or you send a response to, well, not do anything else. And of course, if we would send a response here, instead of calling next, we would never reach that middleware. So you really just travel from middleware to middleware, from top to bottom, by calling next.